Here are the questions you wished to see from yesterday. Page 1411, number 1. Again, when you do these questions like this, the first thing you should always look for is GCF. The greatest common factor of 6 and 9 is 3, leaving 2x minus 3 behind, because this is 3 times 2, and that's 3 times 3. The 3 that's common is out here. The 2 and the x are still left, and the 3 here is still left because we've already broken up 6 and 9. Same idea on the bottom. The greatest common factor of 12 and 18 is 6, leaving 2x minus 3 yet again on the inside. Now, when you do this here, what you're going to see is this. Very simply, that is an exact match, and therefore it cancels out completely. 2x minus 3 over 2x minus 3 is worth 1. But the 3 and the 6 can reduce. 3 is 3 times 1, and 6 is 3 times 2, which means the 3's cancel each other out. You're left with 1 on top, 2 on the bottom, and the answer is simply 1/2. But you have to take 2x minus 3 and set it equal to 0 to find the undefined value. You're going to add 3 to both sides and divide by 2. X cannot be equal to 3/2. Number 14, page 1411, number 3. Again, looking for the GCF. What you guys are missing on this one is this. The GCF doesn't have to be a number. It could be a letter. X squared is x times x. 4x is 4 times x. They have x in common. That's my GCF. Okay. What's left behind when I take an x away from x squared? Another x. Take an x away from the 4x. I'm left with a plus 4. On the bottom I have x plus 4. They match exactly. The answer is x. But here, x can never be equal to negative 4. There's my answer. That's my constraint. Again, the first one, that was my answer, and that was my constraint. Page 1412, you have the perimeter problem here. So you have area and length. I set up like this with area on top, and underneath I put length. Because if you take the area formula for a rectangle, area is equal to length times width. They're asking you to find the width first. The way to get width by itself is to divide L by L so it cancels out. If you do it on this side, you'll find out that the width that you want to find, all you really have to do is take the area, whatever it is, and put it over the length, whatever it is. So the question becomes this. You take 2x squared minus 2x minus 4, put it over that, and you factor everything. The GCF up here is 2, leaving x squared minus x minus 2 on top. The GCF down here is also 2, leaving x plus 1. Those will cancel out. But this top can factor yet again into 2 brackets. X squared is x and x. The first sign is negative, so it goes here. This negative sign means you go opposite of the first sign, which means it's going to be a plus. Factors of 2 that have a difference of 1 are big guy number 2, small guy number 1, and all over x plus 1. That cancels out, and what you're left with as an answer is x minus 2, which is now your width. Now that's all well and good. So you have a width of x minus 2. You've got a length of 2x plus 2. They're actually asking the perimeter though. So there's your shape. Each length is 2x plus 2. The widths are x minus 2 and x minus 2 respectively. 2x, 4x, 5x, 6x. 2 minus 2 is 0. 2 minus 2 is 0. The perimeter is just 6x. And we also wanted page 412, 5a and 5e. Again, it's a GCF problem. GCF for 2, leaving x plus 3 behind. GCF for 4, leaving x minus 2 behind. These don't reduce, but those do. So left with x plus 3 on top and 2 times x minus 2 on the bottom. But x can never be equal to positive 2. There's your answer. That's your constraint. Over here, there is no GCF between 9x squared and 1. So you have to go to 2 brackets. 9 breaks into 3 and 3. X squared is x and x. The first sign is negative. The last sign is also negative, which means it goes opposite of this, which was negative. The opposite, which would be positive. The factors of 1 that have no middle term or no difference between them is 1 and 1. On the bottom, this does have a GCF. 2 is the greatest common factor of 2 and 6, but x to the first power is common to both of the x terms. So you have 2x with one bracket. 2x goes into this 3x times, because 2x times 3x is 6x squared. Minus sign, minus sign. 2x goes into 2x once. 3x minus 1 cancels 3x minus 1. And you're left with an answer of 3x plus 1 over 2x. The x can't be 0, because if I put 0 here, 2 times 0 is 0, and the whole bottom becomes 0. But x also can't be 1/3, because if I take 3x minus 1 and quickly do that, add 1 to both sides, divide by 3, I get 1/3 is the undefined value. So there's my answer, as long as x isn't 0 or 1/3.